Hi everybody, I'm Paul from feastonadventure.com. I wrote a cookbook about making non-perishable meals out of freeze-dried, dehydrated, and instant foods for camping, hiking, skiing, climbing, or anywhere where refrigeration is an issue. Today, I'd like to demonstrate my process for turning these self-titled instant beans into beans that will actually rehydrate in the field. The problem with both these varieties of beans is that they still require 20 to 25 minutes of simmering in the field before they're ready to eat. Now that said, there's still a pretty simple process that we can follow to make these beans ready to eat quickly through simple rehydration. And basically that is that we chop the beans a little bit or a lot, depending on what our preparation is, so that they will rehydrate quite easily with boiling water in the field with no simmering required. And simply put, we're going to chop them up a little bit. Depending on our preparation, we might pulverize the beans completely. Say, for example, if we were going to make an instant hummus out of these instant garbanzo beans, or we might just chop the bean into smaller chunks to give more surface area and less thickness so that it can rehydrate quite easily just from boiled water. So let's take a look at what I mean by that. So I'm going to take a quarter cup of these and put them in my mixer. If I was planning ahead, I might even half fill this blender container, as I think that's about the most you would want to put in a blender at once to get the right kind of chopping consistency without getting a lot of powder. But 1/4 cup is the measurement that I use in the stalwart beans and rice recipe in the book. So with this set up here, I'm simply going to turn it on. And I don't want to go to high power with this. We want to chop it up, but not pulverize it. This is going to change the texture of the beans just a little bit from what it was originally. You'll see here now that pretty much every bean is at least a half bean, in some cases, a third or a quarter, versus what originally came from the can, which is more whole beans with some half beans in there. And this is going to rehydrate much more easily and in about 10 minutes with boiled water in the field. And that's going to make it a lot easier to include beans in any recipe that we might make, specifically a recipe like stalwart beans and rice, or if we were trying to include beans in a chili con carne, or any other recipe where we might want to include beans. Refried beans, of course, is an option as well. It's really going to depend on what kind of flavor and texture you're going for in your meal. Hey, thanks for watching. Please feel free to subscribe to my channel if you'd like to learn more about just add water cooking. Apparently there's some bell you can click if you want to be notified when I post something new. I've never clicked it, but go ahead if that's your thing. To find out where I source some of the more unusual ingredients in my recipes, go to my website, feastonadventure.com. And while you're at it, consider buying my book, Feast on Adventure. It has over 40 recipes designed for camping, hiking, skiing, climbing, or anywhere that refrigeration is an issue. It also teaches you everything you need to know about freeze-dried, dehydrated, and instant ingredients, and provides a framework for turning your family favorites into just add water meals.